connections that they've made, the networks that they have created, the world view that exists, and the world that we could create together. We've talked about a dream, a goal, a $4 trillion economy for Tamil Nadu. We discussed, was it just a dream or can it be made into a reality? And the message was very clear from a historical perspective, as well as from a socioeconomic perspective, as well as the contributions made by this wonderful state to the country and the global stage at large. It is a possible reality. But it needs us to take the right steps, focus on the right areas of intervention, choose the right opportunities for growth. The previous session focused on some of these areas and opportunities for growth, and so will the session that's coming up. How can we make $400 billion into a $4 trillion economy? That's the key question. And we hope through these sessions, a lot of you will take back insights which you might implement into your own businesses or practices, and then reap the rewards and contribute further to this growth. So without any further ado, we're going to move on to the next session of the day. And yes, it is opportunities is in Unnatha Tamizhagam. And I'll leave it to our dear moderator to explain that term, because he was the one who told me that it carries multiple connotations that we can reach and aspire to become as Unnatha Tamizhagam. So it's my proud privilege to introduce the moderator of the session that's coming up. Our moderator for the session is a distinguished finance professional, an entrepreneur with over 23 years of experience in treasury, corporate restructuring, mergers and acquisitions, private equity, venture capital, and international fund management. He holds a doctorate in finance and investment banking from West Coast University, USA, and is an alumnus of XLRI Jamshedpur. He has held senior leadership roles at Standard Chartered, HSBC, and served as vice president at Kotak Mahindra Bank before transitioning into entrepreneurial and advisory roles. Dr. Ajmal Dastagir is the managing director of Silk Trail Global Exports Private Limited, one of South India's largest food exporters, supplying Swiggy, Instamart, Zomato, Zepto, and Big Basket. As founder of Mimi Babao, he launched PetScan Pro, India's first AI-based pet health tech diagnostic tool, along with IoT innovations like FitCollar and Smart Feeders. He advises the MSME Ministry, Government of India, NDDB, and NTPC. He also chairs the India Sustainable Development Council, United Nations ECOSOC, and leads the Women Cancer Support Initiative, ARTRIL. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to welcome Dr. Ajmal Dastagir, Managing Director, Silk Trail Global Exports Private Limited, Founder Chairman, AJ School of Excellence, Founder Mimibo, and Advisor, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for that warm welcome and introduction. Very good afternoon, Vanakkam and Assalamu Alaikum. I know it's a very difficult session post-lunch, but gentlemen, trust me, I swear, I promise to keep this as exciting as possible. It's always very difficult, pre-lunch and post-lunch. Pre-lunch is at Pasimayakam, and post-lunch it is Undamayakam. So always I get caught between the two, so yeah. So gentlemen, here we are talking about a state with $400 billion economy, contributing to the huge $400 billion economy of, $4 trillion economy of India. Textile, automobile, leather, electronic components, Tamil Nadu stands the third largest exporter with a whooping $63 billion export base that we have in our state. 4 international airports, 2 domestic airports, 4 major seaports, 14 minor seaports, a state home to more than 7.2 crore people, is one of the most socio-economically advanced states in our country. Above all, a state that has attracted foreign direct investment in excess of 31,000 crores this fiscal, one of the largest again in the country. Above all, we are here, Vandore Valavaikum Tamil Nadu. This is Unnatha Tamizhagam. Welcome to the post-lunch session, Opportunities in Unnatha Tamizhagam. Growth is always a catalyst to opportunity, right? So where there is growth, there is opportunity. Where there is opportunity, there is growth. They are inversely proportionate. To discuss this opportunity today, we have 4 distinguished speakers with us. First up, we have a very fine gentleman, a business leader, who has created a niche for himself in reframing, redesigning the technology in the banking and financial industry space, banking and financial services space, making it a $400 billion empire. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Arun Jain, founder, Polaris Group, chairman, managing director, Intellect Design Arena. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Our second speaker for the day, another wonderful gentleman, started his base and a family business from trading gems, gold, varied businesses, found a niche for himself in the real estate space, and today a name to reckon with, not only in the city of Chennai, but spreading wings across the state of Tamil Nadu. And he has also grown in heights, not only as the managing director of RWD Real Estate, but also as the president, Credai Tamil Nadu. Welcome, Mr. WS Habib, managing director, RWD. Welcome. Second. Yeah. Next up, we have someone to speak about how the state looks when it comes to opportunity, right? We cannot be speaking about ourselves and saying that this is what we are on the path to Unnatha Tamizhagam. So to hear that out, we have a visionary business leader from Malaysia who is not only leading the largest fintech company in Malaysia, but also the deputy president of UEF Chamber of Commerce. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Datuk, Shahul, Hameed. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Barak. First one. And the last speaker for the day, we make sure this panel is completely balanced. We want to have all the stakeholders involved. So obviously, Unnatha Tamizhagam and Mission $4 trillion is not possible without the state government's involvement. So we have the nodal agency, the agency responsible to bring in the entire foreign direct investment into the state, Guidance Tamil Nadu. So we have Mr. Paul Arun, Senior Executive Vice President, Guidance Tamil Nadu, Government of Tamil Nadu. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this afternoon in discussing the opportunities in Unnatha Tamizhagam. I would start this session with you, sir. So, you are a native of Uttar Pradesh, brought up in Delhi, studied in Delhi. In 1990, a business transaction brought you down to Chennai, and you made this your business home, right? So, which means you spotted the Unnatha Tamizhagam opportunity way back in the 90s when we are talking about this in 2025. Take us through that story.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me for this session of 4 trillion economy in 22 years. So I came to Tamil Nadu 35 years back, 1990. Set up a company called Polaris Software, which is one of the few companies that time. Set up a first center in OMR. A lot of you must be knowing OMR now, but that time it was a rice field when we set up a first plant in Sipcot area. In 97, it was a rice field on which it was set up. So it is quite interesting to see that what attracted me over here was a ability to see the calmness of intellectual depth. The state, what we call a state of mind, is present in Tamil Nadu, which is different from a noisy states in northern part of the India. So it's not critical of it. So a balance of aggression which North India brings it and South India brings the ability to think intellectually and drive capabilities for driving the business growth. This combination is what I loved over here, which made me move to Chennai.
So the design thinking started in 1990.
Design thinking started in 1990.
So, yeah. So you've always, I've heard you say, today you have built an empire which is, I would rephrase it saying, forms 1% of Tamil Nadu's GDP. Is there a better way to say that?
Not really, but yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
It's, ladies and gentlemen, truly something absolutely visionary. 1% of Tamil Nadu's GDP is being contributed by the Polaris Group. That's reality. Probably we have rephrased it at the UEF Trade Summit. Yes, sir.
Yeah, a small thing. No, but I think more than that, I think Tamil Nadu is on that area. So I was doing the research on 4 trillion economy, how it's possible or not possible, and comparing Tamil Nadu film with Germany as a role model. Germany has a population of 84 million people. Tamil Nadu has a population of 78 million people. Germany is currently 4.5 trillion. Tamil Nadu is 400 billion, so it's around, gap is there, but the population, the human brain and human capacity is similar. If you go deeper into Germany, it's distributed system. There is no single city which is very large. It's a multiple city in Germany. So like in France, there is a single city called Paris. In UK, there is a single city called London. But in Germany, you have a Frankfurt, Munich, Berlin. Many such cities are there. So Tamil Nadu model to me was looking more similar to what Germany has a modeling. And so that's the kind of a thinking process which I had when I was doing a research on looking at it next 22 years, 11.5% growth rate. It's all looking to be possible if I put a, in design thinking term. First I need to design the thinking of the state. Once the thinking gets designed, then you can act in planning and act on that thinking process to acquire knowledge and acquire capabilities to drive the systems and technologies. So that's what I have reflected today.
Absolutely, sir. I think you set the tone right, so I'm going to jump one question and get to straight to the point. So, like you have always believed and the way it should be, make your problem bigger than the solution, and your solution becomes bigger than your problem, right? And that's where design thinking was born. So, I did hear you at the recent Global Startup Summit in Coimbatore, and I would just want to make a quote here, and then I let you speak. So, basically, design thinking, as far as the government is concerned, uses human-centered approach to solve complex public problems. Shifting from inside-out policy making to citizen-focused services designed through empathy, observation, prototyping, and testing. It also helps create more relevant, accessible, and effective services, like your tax portals and your health portals that are there. And by actually moving beyond your bureaucratic silos, which has always been the thing. We have Arun here, I'm sure he's hearing me loud. It is a bureaucratic silo, right? So going beyond this, challenging the traditional methods, and to improve this and putting this into an implementation, I'm sure you have a model in place. How do you think this is so very critical towards our goal to the $4 trillion economy?
So the important point over here is design. What is design thinking? In 1908, Harvard Business School started a program called MBA program. Management was started in 1908 by Harvard School. Purpose and objective of that course was to maximize and optimize the resources available at the disposal, and they needed a managers to maximize and optimize the resources, which is the natural resources, industrialization resources. Design thinking was started sometime in 92 by Stanford University in Silicon Valley, where there are no resources. It's a desert, and the design thinking was understand possibilities and opportunities. There are two things which is a pivot. Management pivot is optimization and maximization, and design thinking is possibilities and opportunities. Opportunities will come from the human-centered design, means opportunity will come from where we are serving humanity or unmet need of human if you do it. So if you look at Silicon Valley company, and that's a second study factor I've looked at it, California as economy is also $4 trillion economy.
That's right.
So Germany is also 4 trillion, California is also 4 trillion. California from 1992 was less than $500 billion in 1990. So in 35 years they become around 600 billion to 4 trillion economy, based on the simple principle of design thinking as a core element, which they merge with the management thinking process of optimizing and maximizing. So these two principles, design thinking and management thinking, if they work together, and I use a third phrase called first principle thinking. First principle thinking is the thinking which asks the question why I'm doing it, what is the purpose behind it, how it is going to help the end citizen in the whole economy, how it serves the customer when you are building the business. So three things, design thinking, first principle thinking, and system thinking are the three levers which need to be applied, where like Japan has applied system thinking, precision thinking, quality thinking, which has come from Japan, focus intensity came from Korea, choreography and orchestration came from China, and California and Germany. If we take this 5 different model of understanding what each person has done it, there could be some story we can create and design around these 5 different model of growth.
Wonderful, wonderful, absolutely. I mean, I think also it beats your 0 to 10 challenge, the initial 0 to 10 challenge. If done right before the 0, I think that edge is a little bit more faster. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Quickly, I'll move on to you, Mr. Habib. So, in any economy, the real estate is something which is a major contributor to any economy. And today, in Tamil Nadu, we see a good 12 to 13% contribution from the real estate construction sector that contributes to the state of Tamil Nadu. So, how do you see, or how important is the real estate in the growth of the economy? Plus, when you bring in further new investments, or any company, any corporate that comes and sets up shop here, the bigger budget allocation goes to land.
Thank you so much for having me here. Yes, it is doable, 4 trillion, and I think real estate plays a very, very crucial role. We already contribute about 10% or so. I mean, 9 to Arun is here, he will be able to also say, sorry. No, I just want to digress a bit before starting this, can I?
Sure.
Okay, I don't know whether I could get a chance again. So, 2015 we started this UEF first Trade Summit, and before I get to that 4 trillion, I'll come to you, okay? So, we started this 2015, when we started the first Trade Summit, the idea was on, and Suddenly, Ahmed Buhari, the president, suddenly, 10,000 கோடி ரூபா is the target அப்படின்னார். நான் what is this புரியல எங்களுக்கு. Because we are just not even Chamber of Commerce, society இருந்தோம். Then the event went on well, and then, okay, there was a thing. 2017, when we again started thinking and doing, suddenly he put the target of 67.5 billion. And, எங்களுக்கு புரியவே என்னதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு, but then, actually, the event, we did the entire story, and, twins வந்துருச்சு. Then after this, when we started this, before this, in the 2025, this summit preparation, from somewhere he put 4 trillion, Tamil Nadu 4 trillion, we're like wondering what is it? Government of Tamil Nadu itself is thinking that, 1 trillion பேசிட்டு இருக்காங்க, and say, okay, நீங்க எதா பண்ணுங்க சார் சொல்லிட்டு இது பண்ணிட்டோம். But 2 weeks back, when I went along with him to Minister PTR, பேசும்போது he presented a paper, காட்டிட்டு இது பண்ண முடியும்னா அவரே அப்படியே பார்த்துட்டு ஓகே அப்படின்ட்டார். அப்பதான் வந்து உண்மையிலேயே வந்து it is possible அப்படிங்கிறது. Everybody, yeah, I think big round of applause to him. Thank you, President, for really making us believe. And I think speakers yesterday, TRP பேசினதா இருக்கட்டும், PTR இன்னைக்கு பேசினதா இருக்கட்டும், or சுரேஷ் சம்பந்தம், he said even G20 போயிடுவோம் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி is what he has said. So brilliant. Thank you, President. I think really set the tone, and we are all there. The state is believing, we also going to believe.
I think this is a testimony to the theme paper that we have created, President, and it took a lot of convincing to convince the advisor here.
Yeah, thank you. So, okay, so moving on from here is like, real estate. Currently, Tamil Nadu is about 400 billion, we all know, and then, real estate contributes a lot in this, and a lot of jobs to be created, homes, half of Tamil Nadu is already urbanized. We have 91,000 kilometers of rail, big road network. We have 6 airports, 3 airports are coming. All these things are there. Per capita income is 2.77 lakhs. The previous session, somebody is telling me that is the most important than the GDP. Okay, but real estate is the powerhouse. At the current moment, 75,000 units by way of homes, by organized developers like Credai, members are or non-organized. But by the year 2047, the requirement of houses is 20 million. So that is the kind of opportunity real estate is going to bring. And then, office space, currently we require about 11, 12. Paul will actually touch upon that, this one. And, our industry is going about 100 million. We need about 225 lakh hectares of land, But if you ask me, is it going to be easy? No. Because land is the most important part, it's not easy. 4 trillion is possible, but for everything you need land. Real estate, anything, or industry, or Sipcot upon land, which is a big challenge. So I think, if the government can get the, land, in a different policy, or land pooling, if you allow me to speak, maybe next I can tell you more on the land pooling, but the land pooling, if it can be done properly, I think we should be able to achieve it easily. Thank you.
So I was just getting to that. I think the biggest concern is the soaring land prices, and very strangely, if you see in a city like Chennai, we don't have the concept of a CBD district like what a Mumbai or a Delhi has, the central business district that we call it, which generally has about 7+ FSI that you generally get in these high-rise buildings in Mumbai and Delhi. So we don't have that concept as yet, and we are actually, if you see, the city is expanding vertically. Right? We're not expanding horizontally. So this is the FSI issue. And if you want to expand the other way, then your prices are actually going to shoot up because you don't get that kind of FSI. So it actually translates to the end customer. So I would like to touch upon the land pooling that you're talking about, which will actually make more meaning, and that directly relates to the 40 cities that UEF as a vision has. So if you could touch upon land pooling, and then we can talk about the 40 cities.
40 cities, yes. Again, I was the president of 40 cities there, but somehow our agreement varla, but we're not able to understand what exactly is that, because Tamil Nadu biggest city is Chennai. Chennai Kalanjar tried to create one Thunai Nagaram try pannaru. Politically a lot of things doesn't work out, but I think now the current chief minister has put Madurai, another town. But I think we have lot many cities in Tamil Nadu, about 136. We can actually expand. I think we'll come upon that. So talking about land pooling, traditional land pooling, it is very expensive, it is very slow, and it often leads to litigation. So, but land pooling changes the real game. Now, instead of acquiring, the government brings landowners together. It consolidates their parcels, develops the area with roads and infrastructures, and return a percentage of developed plots back to the owners. So, by this, the landowner gets a higher value. The government gets a clear land for public infrastructure, and the developers get a workable, and a well-planned parcels. So, it's a kind of a win-win for everybody. I can give you some examples. There are so many examples across the world. I can take, near Andhra, this Chandrababu Naidu, he got the biggest one, to create a city of Amaravati. Right. It was one of the world's largest land pooling projects. As you can see in the screen, this was Amaravati before. 34,000 acres was pooled voluntarily by 29,000 farmers. Okay, so landowners gave land and received back reconstituted developed plots both residential and, kind of commercial. Now, government got contiguous lands for roads, parks, public buildings, and grid roads, and there was no forceful acquisition. Very low litigation compared to traditional methods. So this is how they actually made, and then, this could be the city. But unfortunately, in our country now, the 5 years another government changes, Jagan put a block onto that, this one, but I think now it is taking, he is back and is taking trip. So the other model is like, Gujarat does a good job in terms of town planning schemes. It takes 40% of the land for roads, parks from the private players, and then, landowners gets the serviced and high value plots. Japan did a good one after World War II. A city like Tokyo, highly urbanized, fully highly populated, but they do the very good method. Even Osaka also, they took the landowners, contribute a share of land, which is then used for wide roads, transits, parks, and then utilities. So the result was high density, high value, and extremely efficient urban zones. So my suggestion, to summarize, Tamil Nadu, enna model follow pannana, Gujarat model is the best for urban expansion. Amaravati is the best for large-scale voluntary pooling. And Japan is the best for precision redevelopment. So this hybrid model can unlock land faster than any traditional acquisition. I think if we can get this done, political will, I think probably it should be done properly.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think TNIDB, Arun, I think you should, TNIDB also has this, along with the State Planning Commission, they have this as a model, the PPP model, the public-private partnership, which then, they have BOT and various other models that you do. Just, Habib, like you rightly said, just one thing that we need to probably put in place is that the ROIs and the term that they are giving you in terms of the partnership, the public-private partnership should have enough number of years for the private player to make his commercials make sense. So if that is done, I think this whole model may really actually work.
To add what Sir was saying, for us, real estate is not just land or buildings. It's economic infrastructure, basically. So when every investment decision ultimately comes to three questions, boils down. Is the land available? Is it ready? Is it connected? Our role at guidance is to ensure the answer is yes, and we do it transparently. And we work with our other agencies in our government like SIPCOT, LCOT, everyone to ensure this land is available. Because whenever a company comes, first thing, so we need so much of land. Is it near the port? Is it near the airport? How is it connected? That's the main question. But we believe that real estate enables speed. And when land, approvals, utilities and zonings are all pre-aligned, automatically we can go very fast from MOU to groundbreaking. And also real estate also helps us with the ease of living. So that's the one concept what we are looking at, because every states are talking about ease of doing business, while Tamil Nadu is the first state to talk about ease of living. So what we are trying to do is that we ensure that one of the major reasons that why global companies are able to attract talent and retain talent in Tamil Nadu is because of the ease of living. We want to make the life, because what I believe that talent stays where life works. And I believe that life is working in Tamil Nadu and it will continue to work.
Okay, brilliant. I think coming to livability, I think that was another thing that I was really going to ask. I think we need to make infrastructure livable. I think livable infrastructure is the way forward, and people want quality life, quality standards, and there is a certain expectation that the now generation has set, and why not? We deserve, and all this. We deserve, and we owe it to ourselves. So I think, what is your take? Like for example, in Chennai, the livability is again something that you were talking about.
You're happy living in Chennai?
I reserve my comments here right now, but yeah.
You can. I can say also.
To be honest, I would say no. Honestly, it could be a lot better when you compare even to the other major cities of India like Bombay or Delhi. You land back in Chennai airport and you're like, it's a little worrying. So
that's work in progress. But again, when you land in Bangalore, from going to airport to home is very tough.
I mean, see.
It takes 3 hours. I studied in IIM Bangalore. I had to take a flight from Chennai to Bangalore. That takes only 40 minutes. Again, the 4 hours it took to
the express highway is just coming. 2.5 hours flat.
Yeah. So, the question?
Yeah. So the livability.
To be very honest, I shouldn't be saying this, but okay. I always talk from the heart. I'm a developer. I'm also the president of Tamil Nadu. We develop. I'm also a stakeholder, living in Chennai. Am I happy living here? Definitely no. We have the growth, 4 trillion now, okay, everything is fine, but the quality is definitely lacking. I think, government should do a lot. I mean, எங்களால முடிஞ்சது நாங்க பண்ணியிருக்கோம் from Kradai, as a developer, I mean, see, if you come into our projects, it is like heaven. We have everything. Like we have, Alibai is here, SAS. So, you go to their sites. Inside, it is like, it's livable. But then, the infrastructure thing is like, not at all up to the standards. But I cannot answer to that. But definitely, we can only throw lights. We've been continuously meeting the government, policy makers, and impressing upon. So I can touch. I think I talked about the pooling. Land pooling thing. That is for the greenfield. Brownfield in the cities. Now, somebody is working in the city. He has to travel about like 2 hours to the job. It's another major one. So redevelopment is actually kind of a possible. Redevelopment is what. So I just take one small example. Chennai, I think we know Georgetown. That is the old town. If we can actually, redo this entire one. This is about 4.8 to 5 kilometers square kilometer. This one. And if we can, again, land kind of pooling. You talked about FSI. The current FSI is only about 1.5 in the 2. Somebody has a bigger land on a bigger loan now, 3 FSI. But this is a whole city. It's full of deviations, litigations are there, narrow roads. If only we take this, this example is already there. Jedala pouring now in the Al-Balad area has been completely knocked off. When I was just speaking to Sajid, he was telling me that Bendi Bazaar redevelopment is like, something good. So what I'm trying to say is, in the 4.5, the 5 kilometers square, if just increase the FSA, okay, to say 7, and take off all the, but it cannot happen overnight, over 2 years time, make a plan ready, and, make all the roads bigger. Okay, there are a lot of temples there. There are a lot of mosques there, church, schools, okay? And, I mean, there is like Kaligama, Christian Koil, where I was there. I was born, brought up in Christian Koil Street in Paris. So, and the Koil, let that be there. But take away all these other lands, increase the FSA, automatically other people will start selling it. Then developers like us can buy, others can buy, and then proper our plan money, increase the FSA to 7. Rumba easy. And what happens is, like, then we can put a 200 feet road inside. Already we have a port, a beach station in the side, central station, you have a port there, Royapuram, everything is well connected. Now today somebody is from this area is going to Chengalpattu or Kanjipuram to work, takes 2 hours. Or somebody lives in there, comes here to work. இது எல்லாமே ஒரு இன்க்ளூசிவ் சிட்டியா இதுவே மாத்திரலாம். இன்னைக்கு இருக்கிற பாப்புலேஷனோட minimum 2-3 times you can bring in the mass there.
Sure, I'm sure.
So we can really make it as a beautiful living city. See, it's not nothing for purpose. SPR city in சொல்லிட்டு another co-developer was is doing one in Perambur. He is moving the market, going up and street market, Richie street la மாத்திர மாதிரி இதே மாதிரி தான். But it requires a political will. இதை கரெக்டா I think if the government takes it எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டேன்னா we don't have to go anywhere.
Sorry, I'm just interrupting you for this.
Please, sir.
Central government and state government both are focused on city development. Understanding of rural development, something fundamentally is missing, because for 4 trillion economy, cities cannot be the only method of growing. So it's good to improve cities. Chennai should be focused, real estate should be focused. I have a strong 12,000 villages in Panchayat in Tamil Nadu. If each Panchayat can become economic hub, is another way of looking the entire development process. My significant difference of opinion with lot of central government initiative, when I'm meeting the secretaries and government, they're focused on city, city, city. In today, when the infrastructure, roads are there, internet is there, every communication facility working from home is there, I think world is inversing to come centralized to a decentralized world. And we are not realizing that post-COVID working from home phenomena or working from a distributed architecture is changing the world so much that we are not changing our thinking process of saying the world will be of different nature in next 20 years. And we need to align to saying each world can have a cluster of economic development by having 10 panchayat coming together and having a common small SME. In Germany, 99% of the businesses are SMEs, which doesn't require large capacities of the centralization of the space, buildings of the space. They do produce the best quality product with a mental model of SME model, mental model. So there are two models we need to discuss. One is centralized business model and one is a decentralized business model, because 4 trillion cannot come from one piece at a time.
Perfectly, sir. I think, there's no, I fully agree with you, but I think he asked the question of like Chennai livability, are you happy? That is what this question was.
I'm just focused on
Sir, I'm sure it's
Yeah. So I think that, I just complete 1 minute. So what happens is, I think the slide went missing now. The last one is like, once we do this, make it a 7 FSI.
Yes.
Okay, I think it's already in the cards. And it's so easier, and the city can become like this.
Absolutely. I think a big takeaway for the...
Georgetown, it can become like this.
Absolutely.
We can have some good residential apartments, commercial buildings, few hotels, different people can actually participate in it with the heritage sites அப்படியே அந்த மஸ்ஜித் மாமூர் அப்படியே இருக்கும், அந்த கிருஷ்ணன் கோயில் அப்படியே இருக்கும், அந்த ஆர்மீனியன் சர்ச் அப்படியே எல்லாத்தையும் வச்சு கரெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு I think if we can still do, it is possible. I think, President, you're talking about 40 new cities. First, either நம்ம பண்ணிட்டேன்னு சொன்னா, I think people are already living here. So this is where I think if we can, from UEF also, we are trying to push from Kredai. Panitana, I think, I'm answering question.
Absolutely. Bang on.
I'll be here. I don't want to go to Dubai.
Bang on.
So
You'll be here, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Back to your where you grew up. So I think a big takeaway for you, Arun. This is, not an easy takeaway, but yeah, it is a hard thing trusted down. But 7 FSI, CMDA, approvals, litigation with, sorry? Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying this, but this is where we should be actually going towards. That's the point they're trying to drive. Right. So quickly, so Tamil Nadu typically is, the best thing about Tamil Nadu is that it's a decentralized economy, right? We don't have anything concentrated, barring Chennai because of being the capital and the metro city. We're completely decentralized north, east, south, west, and that is where the theme of the $4 trillion dream also is actually evolved. So north is an automobile hub, and south is a strong renewable energy base. You have east deep water fisheries, and west you have the MSME, powerhouse, textile, looms, etc. So there are two questions that I have for guidance Tamil Nadu. One is, these are thriving businesses. There are thriving businesses which are known for such businesses in these zones. So I'm sure the strategy for you to attract investments into these businesses which are thriving, like for example, you recently did Rising TN, where you have signed MOUs with existing businesses and the local businesses, which is phenomenal. I think it's a very good eye-opener, supporting our own businesses who have been traditionally there and have been there for years, and you have signed MOUs with them. Great show. Now, the other side of it is your sunrise industries, like your AI, GCCs that are coming, semiconductor, renewable energy, green energy, all of that. So the approach to both of this is completely different from a government standpoint. So how do you look at it?
See, a growth in Tamil Nadu is no longer concentrated only in Chennai or in Coimbatore. We are deliberately building it by district. If you take the industrial policy of the Tamil Nadu government, so we have categorized the district as A, B and C districts. And we are ensuring that the companies go to C with the south and the B at the west, east or the mid districts. We give more incentives for the companies to expand to the C districts, and they spread over. For example, Rafiq sir was here. We're talking about footwear. So he has taken footwear to Perambalur, Ariyallur, and ensuring job employment for more than 15,000 people. When a footwear manufacturing company is set up, it gives employment to more than around 10 to 15,000 people in that area. And the areas start developing actually. And now we are focusing on 5 key sectors right now. One is blue economy, that is shipbuilding and maritime, with a long coastline, ports, and of course you have recently would have read the news that Honda Shipping is going to set up a big shipyard in Thoothukudi. That would literally change the economy over there. And then we are also focusing on semiconductors. We are trying to build an end-to-end ecosystem for semiconductors with clear policy support and also with a lot of global partnership. Aerospace and defense, that's one of the key areas we are focusing on. Green hydrogen, where renewable energy, industrial demand and export potential converge together. And we're also focusing on GCC. A lot of GCC, if you see, in the last 1 year, we have more than 250 plus GCCs which have come into Tamil Nadu. So we are life sciences. From manufacturing, we are scaling from manufacturing to R&D, innovation and healthcare solutions. So we have, and AI is there. It all comes under this. In everything, we are starting to focus on this. And our model is not one size fit for all model. We go case by case. It's because Tamil Nadu doesn't work in one size for all model. Different sector, different companies, we go by case approach. And one thing which is consistent across all sectors, what we do is a single window policy. Like what Mr. Rafiq, again, he's one of our brand ambassadors for Tamil Nadu. The single window policy is that a one-stop shop for all the investments, right from MSME or if a big corporate or a big company or international company. So guidance is a one-stop shop for all the single window approval. We have a special desk at guidance called the Project Excellence Division. And we ensure that these, when they apply online, the companies do not have to go to every other department. One stop, like a relationship manager, contact your point person in guidance, and he gets all the job done for you. Or one message, is just one message or one call away. That is there. And other important thing that what we focus is that not just attracting investments and announcing investments. We ensure more than announcing investment, the aftercare really matters. We focus on the aftercare because that is the key thing. Because the companies are the brand ambassadors for us tomorrow. Like Mr. Rafiq was speaking here. He was a brand because he has seen the work and he's seen the ease of doing business. We have a special team in guidance appointed to take care of the aftercare. So the company just texts us, we're having this problem. Immediately that person will be on work to get the issue solved. So we are focusing all these points. So that's why you see fresh investments and repeat investments are coming into the states continuously.
A tough question.
Yeah.
What's the TAT?
What's that?
TAT.
See, government offers, so that is, now the ecosystem in Tamil Nadu.
No, I know it's not one shirt fits all, I understand that. But generally, what is your turnaround time to convert FDI into real time? For example, a classic example is WinFast. If you could take that.
WinFast, actually, WinFast signed the MOU. So WinFast was under discussion. Immediately in the December 2023 on Christmas Day or the day before, our industry minister flew to Vietnam. Quickly fixed a meeting with the chairman of WinFast. He spoke and pitched Tamil Nadu. January 7th in Global Investor Meet, WinFast comes and signs an MOU. Then in July of that year or something, they signed, Chief Minister goes to Thoothukudi and lays the foundation stone. And in September 2025, I think recently, the first car rolled out from WinFast facility.
Whoa.
Okay, that is the speed.
This is Unnatha Tamizhagam for you, gentlemen and ladies.
And now, WinFast has signed a MOU 2 weeks back again to expand its EV two-wheeler and three-wheeler facility manufacturing in Thoothukudi.
Brilliant, brilliant. Give it up for the government of Tamil Nadu. I think the kind of work TRB yesterday did mention, the kind of work that the Dravidian model is actually implementing in the state. Truly phenomenal, and that is the reflection of the 11.19% GDP growth that we're actually seeing.
We take it's not always in our formal meetings. For in case, I'll just share one example. When Industry Minister Dr. TRB Raja was there in US, we were there sitting together having a discussion or a dinner with few Tamil entrepreneurs. And one of the guy was the vice president at Staples. Minister asked her, why are Staples not in Tamil Nadu? That one question triggered that guy. And 2 months back, Staples opened the first GCC abroad here in Chennai. 800, they're going to come up with an 800-member team, high-value jobs.
This is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear theory. We want to see what exactly happens and what transforms, and we want to see real results on the ground, right? That is what is going to make the change.
Telling stories like this.
Yeah. Ajmal, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can I? Good. I think very inspiring the way your organization is doing. But see, you're going and taking investment from abroad. But we are a homegrown investors. Okay, we are also investors. We are putting our money here. The guidance bureau you are doing for other things. Why don't you also take real estate part of it? We have to now to put a project for approval for one nalla project. மக்களுக்கு நல்ல ஒரு வீடு கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் கன்சீவ் பண்ணி நாங்க போறோம்னு சொன்னா we have to run around so many places. வேற விஷயம் நான் பேச மாட்டேன். So, but if you can also make this part of your guidance bureau, like, Resikundan Sona, it is more happy. People want to live. See, you are talking about GCC and so many things, every 100 square feet of your office space creates one home. Correct? So it's our duty, we also have to give some quality homes. But Vara approval takes a long time. We have to run around so many things. If we can just make it, if we come and submit our approval through guidance bureau, will you be able to do it?
Point well noted, sir.
I think we should have had the member secretary CMD here, but
Sure.
we should have had the member secretary CMD here, but yeah. But I think it's a very valid point, because the other day when Mr. Darez we were in a discussion, he did mention that, you have a demand. There is a 13 million square feet absorption that has happened in the state of Tamil Nadu in commercial real estate. And a good 10 million square feet is in lineup. And there are global corporations waiting to come into the city.
We need more than that in the coming years.
You need more than that. So, which means developers like him definitely need that quicker approvals. Because if the cost that they have to holding of land is really expensive. They're going to be putting in that capital and your approvals are going to take months and years. That cost of capital is really going to rise. So, another takeaway.
Perfect.
Another takeaway. I can't keep Datuk Shahul sir quiet for a very long time. So, quickly. It's only about us, internal story, how do we invest, and why Tamil Nadu, and what is right, what is wrong, and the opportunity. But how does the global economy, the global investor, another country, look at Tamil Nadu from an FDI standpoint?
Thank you, Doctor. நீங்க மறந்துட்டீங்கன்னு நினைச்சேன். நல்ல ஒரு ஜைத்தூன் சாப்பாடு போட்டு இந்த ஏர்கான் மாதிரி கொடுத்து நல்ல சோஃபா கொடுத்தேன். நல்ல ஒரு தூக்கம் வந்துருச்சு. பரவாயில்ல, டக்குன்னு தட்டி எழுப்பிட்டீங்க. Thank you so much. There's a lot of insights I hear from Brother Habib, Mr. Arun, and so a lot of things. You talk about urban regeneration. You have an expert. My brother Datuk Hamdan is here. He's taking care of that particular portfolio in Malaysia, urban regeneration. Potentially taking care of the heritage sites and everything. So later maybe I'm sure he will speak about all those things. Malaysia can be a very good example of infrastructure development. If you look back into 30 years ago and today what Malaysia is today, of course Singapore and Malaysia, we compete always on infrastructure. Singapore is geographically very small country. Malaysia is a larger country. But it all goes back to the power and politics are very important. For any country's development, this plays a very important role. To me, I think your question is a very apt question for this particular topic. To me, 4 Ps are very critical for any FDIs to come to invest in any part of the world. The 4 Ps are, number one is either politics or power. No investment want to go into a country where you don't have political stability or you don't have a power crisis. Nobody want to go and invest. The second P is focusing on people, human capital. People are the biggest asset. Once again, no country want to go and put in money into the country where you can't find a good talent. Talent is very critical. Absolutely. And I'm sure even in our own country, there's a lot of investments coming in. The country continue to invest on talent development. I was with the Ministry of Human Resources. I just completed my tenure of 5 years serving the country. And we spend 3 billion ringgit every year on talent development. 3 billion ringgit. We used to train 2 million people every year just to make sure that our talents are upskilled, reskilled, cross-skilled, to make sure that we are able to catch up with the foreign investment coming in. Last year and this year, Malaysia has a boom in data centers. Worldwide, all the data center top tech companies come into Malaysia and invested. So the country put a lot of talent development activities to upskill our people to meet up to the expectations of the foreign. The third P is about policies. People need a friendly policies, tax breaks, one-stop centers. I think that is something which I personally request UEF to put this one-stop center. Of course, UEF has a bigger, they have taken a bigger challenge like a 4 trillion for Tamil Nadu, and a lot of investments, a lot of contacts come through UEF. They may not be able to access to go direct to the government, or they may not know how the process works. Maybe UEF can set up a one-stop center to facilitate these people, so you also can take the accountability and credibility about bringing these people and introducing to the state government. That's on the policy level. And the fourth one is profitability. Largely the governments don't invest in other government. It's a private business people who invest in the countries or in the state level through the government platforms or government measures. So when we come in, we want to make sure that our investments are profitable over a period of time. So to me, this for a very critical aspect of it, power or politics, people, policy, and profits. Profits or purpose, whatever, but these four are very critical for any country to come and invest. I'm sure Tamil Nadu has a lot of, things that is in line with the four. It's a very progressive state. In Malaysia, we got almost 34 million population. Largely, we are all a very strong manufacturing country. We have a very strong service industry. And for us, if you look back into the investment of in India, the first state that we will consider is about Tamil Nadu because culturally we are very close, language we are very close, and we have a lot of activities happen within Tamil Nadu and Malaysia. The only thing which we lack, and once again UEF can play a very important role, is about connecting these people. A lot of trade happens through connecting, especially in the Muslim culture. 2M is very important. One is wherever there's a mosque, there'll be a market. If you go back to the olden days of our fathers, the grandfathers, every city they go, they have a big mosque there, and next to the mosque there'll be a market. So all these things because of the connectivity. You need to do that accessibility, connectivity, and today the connectivity between Tamil Nadu and Kuala Lumpur, you can come on Thursday, it's a Friday night, you can have your functions, family function, Monday morning you can go back to work in KL. That kind of connectivity we have. The only thing which we lack now is about trade people, business people, like Habib Bhai. He got a lot of into, real estate, properties and so on and so forth. A lot of Malaysians want to buy property here. A lot of Malaysians want to invest here. But who is bringing those opportunity to Malaysia? We talk about it, but there's nobody solid, credible who brings those kind of things to Malaysia. Bhai, if you are coming to Malaysia, make me as a partner, okay?
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure...
I'm just giving you the hint.
Just to answer to what sir was saying, political stability. So if you ask our minister or anyone here, they would say that Tamil Nadu is a place where whichever government comes to the power, in the industry they'll try to do better than the previous government. And that we have seen it. And two, you're talking about the policies. And we are the state, we have sector-wise aligned policies according to the global demand. Like if you have the previous session, Mr. Rafiq was saying that when the footwear demand came, we were the first state to put a footwear policy, R&D policy, the life science policy. And the last point I want to say is that regarding skilling, we have a flagship non-modular scheme. Skilling is one of the most important things here. When a major phone companies, contract manufacturers set up the facility here in Tamil Nadu, when they did the feasibility study, one of the key points they chose Chennai was because of skilled manpower. And 42% of the women workforce working in manufacturing in India are from Tamil Nadu.
Lovely.
Yeah. And the largest number of PhDs talents are also from Tamil Nadu.
Wow. Brilliant.
So, it's good we hear all these things, important. We should make sure there's no brain drain. Ingella train mantu vera state ku poitangala adu namakku prachana da. That's why commonly it happens. That the brain drain, people get reskilled and they switch over. Malaysia has the biggest issue of, a lot of people we train, but they cross over to Singapore. But that doesn't stop us from growing. But as a nation, Malaysia is a very focused country. If you look back, in the top 10 ports in the world, 2 ports come from Malaysia. Top 10 beaches in the world, 2 beaches come from Malaysia. There's only tallest twin tower in the world that comes from Malaysia. So we can say that that's all the visionary leadership, policies. Whichever government is there, there's always a continuity of the project. The project doesn't stop. The people come, leaders come, politicians come. The countries change governments, but our projects continue to do it. And that's the significant growth of Malaysia when it comes to infrastructure.
Absolutely. I think that's very, very critical, and I think a very strong political continuity is something very important for the development of any economy. And given the kind of Tamil diaspora connect that the Tamil Nadu and Malaysia has, I'm sure the state would look forward to, gentlemen and ladies, we are really running out of time. It's a wonderful conversation that we're having, but I would like to wrap this up with one last question. Arun Sosi, the CDR ratio. Sorry? To you. The government has a stake. So the CDR, the cash to deposit ratio that you see in Tamil Nadu, which is close to about 123%, which is a sharp raise from about 110% last fiscal to this fiscal. And this is way higher than the national average, which is 79%, which means the banks are doing their job. So the debt is flowing, the money is being pumped into the state. How is the state government now looking at attracting global financing? When I say financing, it could be in the form of FDI, or you bring in partnerships through financial institutions and bring a partner and set up shop, either ways, but the money has to come in. So the second line money, basically, apart from the debt funding that happens, how do you bring in that capital into the state?
This basic comes with KNIDB, but
Yeah.
FDI investments.
2 minutes.
In FDI investments, we are focusing on FDI investments, I told. We are focusing on FDI investments. We are pitching out to companies. We conduct a lot of planned roadshows to different countries, and we pitch Tamil Nadu, and FDI comes in. And the other thing is now the government, here in Tamil Nadu, we are coming with the fintech city.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to.
The fintech city is coming, and a lot of banks are going to come. We are talking with a lot of key players who are going to set up the facilities here in Chennai. Yeah,
Right.
with something alternate to Gift City.
Brilliant, brilliant. Right, gentlemen, so I think with that, this is a brilliant session that we bring to a close. A closing remark, I think, again, we are here following the Dravidian model, a decentralized model where we follow the north, east, west, south model for the state of Tamil Nadu, completely decentralized. So the concentration risk is completely eliminated. And we at UEF have boarded the Dravidian Express. And we welcome you all to board the same and enjoy the journey to the $4 trillion economy. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. It's a wonderful session. Thank you so much for the patient hearing.
Thank you to the moderator
Thank you so
and
much.
the panelists. Appreciate the insightful discussion that we've had. A lot of land, and more land. How can we increase our land bank to bring about development at scale and at speed? That was the gist of the discussion, and different perspectives from different parts of not just India, but also the world. A quick presentation of memento from our moderator to our panelists. Mr. Arun Jain. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir, for sharing from your knowledge. Mr. WS Habib. Thank you, President Kudai, Tamil Nadu. Datuk Wira Shahul Hameed bin Shaik Dawood, Deputy President, ASEAN Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And of course, representing the government, Paul Arun, Senior Vice President and Chief of Staff, Guidance Tamil Nadu. Big round of applause once again to the moderator and the panelists. Thank you so much. Right. So once again, to reintroduce Arun Jain, sir. Yes, our moderator did do a great job. Drawing from more than 3 decades of experience with Nucleus software and Polaris software, he blended deep domain knowledge with advanced technology to build intellect into a leading enterprise fintech provider serving over 500 global banks and financial institutions across 57 countries. He's a passionate proponent of design thinking, championing it as a science and philosophy that enhances individual and organizational performance across industry, academia, government, and the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Mr. Arun Jain spearheaded the creation of emac.ai, launched in 2023 as a first principles-based, composable, open finance platform that simplifies technology landscapes for banks and insurance firms. Extending this vision, he also led the development of Purple Fabric, the world's first open business impact AI platform designed to help enterprises achieve transformative outcomes. As an institution builder, Arun Jain founded the School of Design Thinking, Mission Samriddhi for Rural Development, and the Ullas Trust, which encourages academic excellence among students from economically challenged backgrounds. He's the author of Unmukt, Science and Art of Design Thinking, Digital, The Art of the Possible, and From Teenager to Achiever, The Power of 5 Minds. A strong supporter of innovation and entrepreneurship, he mentors and advises multiple government and industry bodies, including FinBlue, the National Software Product Mission, and STPI Chennai, and previously served as chairperson of the Board of Governors of IIT Ranchi, His contributions have been recognized with several honors, including the Taikon Chennai Dronacharya Award, CII Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Amity Excellence Award by Amity Education Group. It's indeed an honor and our pleasure to have him here. He is going to talk to us about design thinking to drive sustainable business growth. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for this embarrassing long introduction. I just want to interact with you rather than any lecture to be there, so that's why I just be closer to you as much as possible. So the word design thinking, what is the literal meaning of design thinking? Some few questions will be there. So what is the meaning of design thinking means? Thinking out of the box. Literal meaning of design thinking? Design thinking. There are two words in it. That's right. So it's a creative meaning, but fundamental is there's a thinking. The way we have many things, how you design that thinking is a design thinking. And once you design the thinking right, then you come with creative answers from there. But fundamentally is, हिंदी में जो बोलते हैं सोच को कैसे डिजाइन करें. जैसे थिंकिंग डिजाइन होगी, that will give you the knowledge and knowledge will give the performance. So design thinking is the core of anything. So any transformation which happens, what we are discussing over here, 4 trillion economy, it comes from how the state thinks, how the government thinks, how the business thinks, and that thinking, how it translates to knowledge, and how the knowledge gets translates to performance and business outcome. So that's a fundamental first question about design thinking. Now, have you seen birds when you go around on a same tree? Have you seen the birds which are, on the same tree, there's a parrot there. After some time, there's a crow there. After some time, there's a small other birds there, kingfisher there. On the same tree, same branch. Why they don't fight with each other? Have you observed they don't fight with each other? On the same branch, same tree, they sit. In ground, there are two cats, two dogs, they will fight with each other. Two human beings fight with each other, but not the birds. So what is the thinking process which is birds' thinking process different from human thinking process? They live in 3-dimensional space. Human being, all the other animals think in 2-dimensional space. Birds are the only creature in the universe which has access to 3-dimensional space. Now when you think 3-dimensional, then you have more access available to you. And this 3-dimension which makes you think like a freedom of boundaryless thinking. There is no boundaries. They don't have a boundary condition. Every manager in the company have a boundary, 10 feet by 10 feet, 4 feet by 4 feet, 3 feet by 2 feet. In a home we have a boundaries. How to become a boundaryless thinking? For changing to meet the 4 trillion economy, you need to have a boundaryless thinking among business community, governments, entrepreneurs, farmers, rural economists. Everybody has to have a boundaryless thinking. So that's the second point I want to bring it. Now I'll just take a third point I'd like to take. This is a cube of 1 centimeter. If this cube becomes 3 centimeter, if each side becomes 3 centimeter, what will be the volume of the cube? If 1 centimeter cube becomes 3 centimeter cube, what is the volume? 9 times. I am asking volume. 27 times. If one side, 1 centimeter becomes 3 centimeter, the volume becomes 27 times. And this is a class 7 question. It's not a class, this is not a as educated group which is sitting there, that what is the volume of the cube, 3 by 3 by 3 is 27. But our human mind, adult human mind, it starts shrinking, not expanding. Because 27 times looks too large, 9 times look reasonable. So we have become more reasonable thinker than unreasonable thinker. 4 trillion is unreasonable thinking. It's not a reasonable thinking. So we have to put unreasonable thinking behind us. Now I have written on each of them, there are 6 faces of a cube. These 6 faces are the 6 elements of the business. There is a word in business called belief. We all learn on a belief. This 4 trillion is a belief. As of now, it's not reality, it's a belief. Every business runs around belief. Belief has 6 alphabets. B-E-L-I-E-F. There are 6 alphabet belief has. First alphabet means B stands for brand capital. Every business needs a brand. Tamil Nadu needs a brand. Every business needs a brand. Today we are a production center. Tamil Nadu is a production center. How do we move production center to a brand center? We are a production center of international brands producing it. If it is to be 4 trillion economy, it needs to be a branded products coming from this place. This is the first capital, which is a brand capital. We discuss about second capital is which is end customer capital. E stands for end customer, not the customer. The person who uses your product is an end customer. If he is happy with your product, it's an end customer capital. Third, L stands for leadership capital. What kind of a leadership you provide? Not a skill development. Skill development is easy to provide. Leadership is which can think laterally, which can think design thinking of opportunities and possibilities, not just maximization and optimization. There is a next I capital which is called intellectual capital. Intellectual capital or intellectual product capital. What is my IP capital? How many patents do I have? How many innovations I have done? So I stand for innovation capital of the state or the business or the district is the innovation capital. Next is my execution capital. How do I deliver? What I promise, what I deliver is the E stand for. So I communicated first B stand for brand, E for end customer, L for leadership, I for innovation or IP capital, E for execution, that my delivery or quality should be one of the best quality in the world. And then comes the finance capital. F comes in the last. Lot of time we are limited by finance capital, not by other 5 capitals. If all the 6 capitals grow 3 times, company grows 27 times. Only 3 times. That's the value of any startup. But all the 6 has to grow simultaneously. The difference is, lot of time our focus is either on production, or on finance, or on customer, or on sales, only one at a time. I have to navigate 6 capital to make a 1 cube called belief. It has to link with my personal belief, and it leads to the 6 capital framework. And this framework in design thinking, we call it level 0, means at surface level. Level 1, you go deeper into it. Level 2, you go deeper into it. Level 3, you go deeper into it. There are 3 laws of design thinking. Less is more. First law. Second law, you need to prioritize 10 gram, 100 gram, 1000 gram. Anything which you need to look at it, the problem statement, what you are solving, solve 1000 gram problems, not 10 gram problems. When any minutes of meeting is there, we write down 10 action items. Out of 10 action items, I need to identify which is a 1,000-gram action item. Otherwise, I create a list of 100 action items which I don't solve. There's a second law of design thinking. It's exponential. It's not ABC. It's about exponential thinking. Third law is last 2% is 200%. 98% products are similar in the world. The product which is 99.9% is the product that sells in the market. The price of a last 2% is 3 times. iPhone price is 3 times the Motorola phone. The difference is less than 1%. The features of the Motorola phone or any other Chinese phone will be same features, but price will be 1/3. Price of a 7-star hotel room is 3 times the price of a 3-star hotel, while the room will be the same 200 square feet. So just by creating a last 2% differentiation, that will determine the value of the business. And this thinking process which comes in, I'll tell you another story. The story of Purple House. A lot of you have studied R.K. Narayanan. In Malgudi days, there's a small boy, Swami, and this boy goes in a village. In one day morning, he wake up and he started looking around, and he saw there's a new purple house in his village. Now he's got curious that how house can be purple. House in the village is mud color. How can there be purple house there? So he curiously went inside it. He opened the first door, and first door says, imagination room. He opens the imagination rooms. 3 questions were written on the wall. What dream, role model, challenge. Then he go to second room. There was second room which was called learning room. When he opened the door, 3 things were written. Questions, books, and learning in a learning room. Then he goes to third room, which is the doing room, the execution room, where again it was written planning, planning, doing, and conflict management. Then he goes to fourth room, effective room. Effective room means how you create the effectiveness, and effective room is about how do you add to the doing more effective. That room had ideas, doubt, conflicts are written in that fourth room. Fifth room is influencing room, how you influence. That room was storytelling, communication, appreciation. That is a part of the influencing room. And sixth room is giving room. Giving room means teaching somebody. When you teach somebody, you learn something new. You give something to somebody with empathy, you learn something. So there are 6 rooms, like a 6 faces over here. There are 6 rooms in a purple house. Where is this purple house? The question to you is, where is this purple house? This is your mind. And how big is this, that room, this house could be, purple house can be how big? How many square feet it can be? You can have it as much as you want. You want 1,000 square feet house? Purple house can be 1,000 square feet to 5,000 square feet depending upon what you want. Your physical house can be 1,000 square feet, but purple house can be 5,000 square feet or 10,000 square feet. So poverty comes from the mind, not from the physical. Poverty first comes to the mind. Abundance comes first in the mind, not in the So poverty and abundance, richness and poverty, both are linked to the mind space, not with the physical space. Physical space, it happens. I know it's difficult and it's easy to say, but to execute, it's a difficult thing. So this is the story of Purple House. How do you want to run it? So when you are saying design thinking, these 6 areas are there within you. What is the imagination? What is the imagination 10 years from now? What is the imagination? How much you are learning for the imagination? What are you doing? Are you doing perfectly and with precision? How are you becoming more effective by ideas and resolving conflicts? How are you doing influencing the market by communication and stories? And how are you looking for giving? All the 6 things constitute your Purple House of establishing the reality. For this, what we used to do in Polaris days, since 1990 I came over here. For creating the imagination, we used to have a platform called Lakshya. Lakshya is a platform in Intellect and Polaris, where we invite every employee of the company to participate in next 5-year vision, next 10-year vision. So we invite group of 100 people, do the workshops and say, how you see Polaris in 2035 or 2030, 5 years from now. So from 93, when company was just 2 crore company, and it was just 100 people when I came to Chennai, we did an exercise in Bangalore where we invited all the employees that how you want to see company in 2000, 7 years from now. 93 was December. And the groups sitting down, they said, oh, we want to see the company growing to 40 crore from 2 crore in 7 years. Somebody says, I can grow 80 crore in next 7 years. Somebody says, I can grow to 120 crore in 7 years. One group says, I can do 240 crore. So 4 groups are saying their dream. This is just a dream. There's no money. It's a dream which is there. Money was coming from only making your knowledge translating into the money, your mind translating into money, because in IT companies or technology companies, knowledge is the money, nothing else. And group was quite disturbed that how can somebody can grow from 2 crore to 240 crore in 7 years without any investment, without any, that time in 93 there's no startup system. When we become subconsciously, this thinking becomes subconscious, we took a decision, let's do 100 crore. We don't target 240 crore, we do 100 crore, 2 crore to 100 crore in 7 years. Company grew from 2 crore to next year, 15 crore to 42 crore next year, 42 crore to 83 crore next year 140 crore, and then 260 crore. So this is the power of subconscious power of the team. All the people were aligned. If everybody is aligned, things happen. It's not about the leadership, it's about Lakshya. When we are looking at Lakshya, when we are looking a dream together and have a conscious power, it translates into the action. And for that, there is a thinking on business design. We call business design. Business design is about exploit current competencies and explore next horizon. So it's a 2 horizon thinking. So you need to look at it, whatever you're doing best currently, get and leverage whatever you're doing best. But invest 20% of your resources to discover what is going to change. Like Intellect, we are investing into AI. We built an AI platform since 2016. So we built up a platform called Purple Fabric, which is the first business impact AI platform competing with Palantir, which is a $500 billion company in US, but our product has come out better than a Palantir, which is a $500 billion company. That investment was thought through from 9 years, not now. If you make investment in AI, just now you're behind by 5 years. We have to make AI investment sometime in that early stage. And for that, all the businesses, I would say, AI is going to change the world. As of now, we are sitting very peacefully, comfortably, that AI is still behind. I think every business has to change. All of us has to change. It's a new tsunami which is coming in a business space, and that tsunami which is going to come up, it will hit hard. It will hit hard so strongly that we'll not know. This is like an email coming in 1990. It is like internet came in 95. AI is changing the world. How we adopt AI in every day-to-day life, and by using design thinking. So design thinking, which I told, is about opportunity and possibilities. We are sitting in Tamil Nadu. We need to see 8 billion people is my customer. Today I see my customer as my nearby district. My thinking has to be universe is your customer. Silicon Valley, when you are there, they always think, when they launch a product, they say 8 billion is the population. If I take 1% of it, it's 80 million. If I do this product $10, 80 million to $10 is $800 million. The thinking has to be of the level when you are saying, whatever the product you are writing, developing, designing, should be catering to the global world. And that's the power of design thinking, that how you think, space is yours. It's just in thinking space, how the purple fabric house can be grown to the size which you want to have it. So 4 trillion is a purple house. 100 million is a purple house. Anything is a purple house, what you want to think and design. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your fantastic insights. There's a movie called Limitless, which I was reminded of, which talks about what happens when you can access more of your brain. And that's what sir showed us. If you add more dimensions to your thinking, the possibilities are limitless, or rather, limited only by what you think. It's a brilliant, brilliant masterclass that we've just heard. And we hope to get the opportunity to learn from it, apply it, and probably also learn furthermore when we meet him again.